Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, fam, whatever the side of the diaspora that you may be on. Hi, welcome to the Mental House with your host, Khadija. Oh my God. I got two things that I got to talk about today, and they are the most insidious, craziest conversations. Well, actually, commentary, because it's not like I can hear y'all right away when you say something back to me. But I just want y'all to know what we dealing with in the city of Milwaukee. I'm sure most of y'all have seen our Sheriff David Clarke, who's making the rounds now, going all over the country. And on Fox News, they love to call him up, talking about there's no racism in America and yada yada. So we already got to deal with this type of foolishness, okay? Sheriff Clarke is an asshole. He always has been. He's a wife beater. There's a lot of things about Sheriff Clarke that is just insanity, and I don't know really what side of the diet. Allegedly, he beat his wife. Let me just make sure I say that. He's an alleged wife beater. I remember when he was appointed sheriff by Lieutenant Governor at that time, McCollum. He's a damn good officer when he was a police, and I think that he was first promoted by Arliss Chief Jones. And what messed him up was when he became the nomination, and when Lieutenant Governor McCollum, who was a Republican, appointed him sheriff. Now, when I started following Sheriff Clarke, I have a brother that is familiar with him because I have a brother that was on this force. This guy grew up in the projects. He grew up in Berryland, and of course, that's a project here in Milwaukee. Milwaukee, first of all, is one of the most racist cities in the United States. If you look up the history of Milwaukee, we are called Selma of the North. So you guys are talking all that shit about Selma, Alabama. That don't got nothing on what we deal with up here. And if it's any indication of what we deal with, you can see our sheriff, who is a black man who talks that kind of crazy shit. Also, federal government came out with the findings that our police department is the most corrupt, the second most corrupt, racist police department in the United States of America. Now, with that being said, of course, we have the good old Irish connection down at the city hall, where we have a Irish mayor, Irish police chief, Irish district attorney. This is how it rolls here in Milwaukee. There's no black people of any prominence really in this town at all. I don't even understand why I'm still here. So it's time to really get out. But it's just really pathetic. And so then we got to deal with black people like Sheriff Clarke. But the main reason why I wanted to make a commentary, because I want y'all to understand, I want y'all to know what we're dealing with coming up election time. There's a bill called 248. And first, let me say that before this bill was introduced, there had been several people who had complained that they were stopped by the police here, and that the police stuck their hands up in their behinds, dug up in them, and like they were having some kind of sick pleasure. You know how they do with broomsticks, and how they did the guy in New York. What was his name? Abner Louima. I think they injured him with plungers and stuff, sticking them up his rectum. See, this is white males are a problem. They are crazy. They got some issues. And so there's a fascination with the rectum. Okay? So now we got to deal with now the 2 or 3 individuals who, there was a few of them that were too embarrassed. They didn't even want to come out, and they didn't sue. But there are a few people that sued the city of Milwaukee for cops violating their civil rights, human rights, by digging in their asses. Let's just keep it real. This is what they like to do. When Frank Jude was beaten here by the cops that were off duty, that were drunk, they stuck objects and knives and stuff up his ass. Okay? Jammed pencils and stuff through his ears. You know, I don't think that black people need to defend themselves or even have to even act as if we're hallucinating in terms of police brutality. We're at the point now is we're gonna be forced to collectively figure out what we're gonna do. Cause I know what I'm gonna do, but collectively, I think that we need to teach our young people what's coming down, and we have to have a plan of what we're gonna do, because now they're trying to pass a bill, which is Bill 248. I guess they got mad because they got sued, and so now they want to make it a law that the cops can just subject you to anal searches right away. Pull your ass over and start digging up in your ass, because that's about the size of it. Now, us here in the city of Milwaukee are going to have to be subject to this kind of treatment. We already got a sheriff, like you see, and Sheriff David Clark, who's out of control. Okay? We have our own people who are just insane and have been driven insane by white supremacy, by the streets, by the drug culture, 3 and 4 generations deep, crack babies. It's a mess. And then we're going to have to be subject in the city of Milwaukee to police officers digging in our behinds under the pretenses of they thought we had drugs or weapons hidden in our rectums and anals and vaginas, and they have the need to dig in them. I guess the only thing that is humane about this is the fact that if you are a female, you will only be dug, your ass can only be dug in by a female officer, and if you are a man, your ass can only be dug in by a male officer. First of all, I don't even believe they would follow the rules. They never follow rules no other time. So we can just throw that out the window. But that's supposed to be our point of feeling good. And I'm not trying to marginalize this in any shape, form, or fashion. So let me just get this straight, because there's nothing funny about it. It's going to be a civil war right here if we have to be subjected to this type of treatment. I don't know no sane and rational group of people that would allow this type of treatment of them. First of all, it's insanity to allow people who already have a proclivity for fetishes, who are automatically freaks, they have demonstrated time after time that they will humiliate, rape, stick objects up in people's rectums, specifically black people. And since this has been proven, I don't understand why this is even a bill that we are even thinking about passing, because the police officers are so wanting to be able to continue to dig in our asses. I hope I haven't offended you with my language, but I am sincerely offended by the shit that they think that they are going to unleash on the black folks here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Y'all better pray for us here. And it's probably coming to a city near you. Okay? So, I just thought I'd leave that with y'all right now. And just marinate on that for a little bit, okay? Alright. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Oh, I'm going to come back a little later with another video. But I just thought I'd leave that with y'all and get that off my heart before I forget. Okay? Because you already know. Don't take long. So, with that being said, I want you to have a wonderful day. Think about this bill that we're going to have to be subject to. Bill 248 here in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin specifically, where the officers in Milwaukee, not no other county, not no other city, because see, the majority of the residents in Milwaukee are black. Just thought I'd put you in up to this. The majority of residents, the black population, is in Milwaukee. And so this is where they want to implement this type of craziness. Okay? Bill 248 allows them to recklessly dig in our behinds and, agreeing to anal cavity searches. Okay. Y'all have a nice day. We'll talk later, okay? Bye-bye.